Welcome to Old School, New School. I'm part old school, part new school. I'm J.M. Robinson.
I'm Henry Davenport. It's my responsibility to pass the information on to these young bucks out here where music really comes from.
So last week we had a really good, it was a tough discussion on the Atlanta public schools. So we thought we'd lighten the mood just a little bit and we're going to talk about some music. So as I talked to Mr. Davenport this week and we discussed music, we thought we'd discuss the origins of it and just music in general. So I asked him to bring his favorite album and I brought one of my favorite albums. We're going to let Mr. Davenport go first and we just going to get into this music thing a little bit. So Mr. Davenport, show the fans and myself one of your favorite albums and tell us why.
This is my most favorite album simply because the history behind Miles is that Miles was on the Prestige label. And this is when he first crossed over to Columbia, okay? And this is the #1 all-time greatest jazz album that's ever been recorded, and it is still selling today in 2015, almost after 20 years of Miles' passing. Kind of blue.
Can I touch the album?
Be very careful.
So I listened to this album earlier today. Phenomenal album. Outside of just this album, why was Miles, is he one of your favorite artists?
Of all time.
Okay. Now, there was some people will argue that he transitioned us into smooth jazz and not traditional jazz. What would you say to that?
That's not true. But Miles was in a category of his own, so you can't categorize him. This brother was ahead of the curve in everything he did. So smooth jazz in our vernacular is a dirty word. We don't use that word because there is no such thing. Jazz is jazz. Smooth jazz is for people who cannot play. The one thing that Miles would always say is that he didn't want to play the same thing every night. He wanted to reach higher ground. So you have to give him credit for what he did because he took the music in several different directions. So Miles wasn't saying, I want to be like you. Miles said, y'all got to get with me. Now, just to look at who he had on this album, he had Cannonball Adderley, John Coltrane, Wynton Kelly, one of the greatest piano players that ever lived. Okay, Bill Evans also played on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Jimmy Cobb's on the drums. Okay, so, you know, you're talking about cats, man, that formed and formulated the music that went on into creating jazz history. You can't touch this.
It's always good to hear y'all talk about the people who played on the album, because that seemed to be a big thing. It wasn't just about the lead musician.
Well, see, I got hip to jazz being a kid at home and listening to my parents' records because on Saturday when my mother was cleaning up, she'd be playing down at Washington Cannonball Adderley. My dad was also a jazz fan. He loved Ray Charles and cats like that and Les McCann. So we heard it at the house.
And it's my turn. And what I brought was the Nas Illmatic CD. This is one of my favorite rap albums. Some people say hip hop is the jazz of our day. I know you would have something to say about that. But Nas...
You know, I totally disagree with that.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. But I think that Nas is one of the most talented, respected, lyrical MCs of our day. Now, I do like jazz, but I'm a hip-hop.
Well, that's not your fault, Jarvis. You just born the wrong time. You really think you're doing some slick bringing Nas in here, but
No, I just like it.
No, I want you to understand one thing. Nas has graced that door right there. Nas has been in this joint.
Really?
Yes, he has.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's it.
And I like the young brother.
He's slick.
Yeah, I like him, but he knows where he is, and he's in peace with his environment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his father was very supportive of him venturing into hip hop.
Well, that's what. It's not that his father was supportive of him. It's just that his father raised him correctly. By his father being a musician, Nas heard the music, and he took it to another level, which was where he saw it at the time.
So what do you think about hip hop?
I think it stinks. I don't like it
Why?
because it's nothing but noise. It's not music. They're thieves.
That was noise.
No. This was music, brother. You got some of the greatest musicians of all times on this one.
So because they play instruments, that made them.
If it does not have a beat.
Hip hop has beats.
Wait, hold on. You're missing my point. If the beat does not change, it's not music, it's noise. What you hear is the same beat over and over and over again, mixed in with a hook. That is not music.
What about the rappers though? Because when they.
I like Nas, I like Biggie, I like a few of the other guys out there. I even, listen to Common, and you're not gonna believe it, but I like LL, going back to Cali,
I appreciate that.
Okay, I like LL. I got some LL at home. Now, don't write me off. It's just that I understand what music is. And this is not music, that's noise.
Y'all can continue the conversation with us because this can go back and forth. Cause
Oh,
I'm gonna fight for us hip hop. I'm gonna fight for us hip hop. But I understand what he's saying. So dig this. It came out this week that digital music has eclipsed the sale or purchase of physical copies. What do you think about that in terms of collection and just where that thing is going?
Okay, now. See, here's the difference. If you ever heard Art Blakey or Philly Joe Jones or one of those cats do a rim shot, that means that he's taking a wood stick and hitting on a wood rim of a drum on one of these records. Then you'll have a different appreciation for music because it's real and it's there, okay? I did all I could not to buy CDs because I didn't like the sound. CDs are too clean. They're too high end. You don't hear the real music. I like this because I can hear the scratches and the noises and the guys in the background, like right. Gene Almers when he did My Way, and at the end of the record he said, "That's a tape, baby."
And there was something to be appreciated about that because there's also a history that goes with that.
Of course.
You hear the stories about this person was in the background.
Right.
And it seems like with hip hop, you only hear the stories as what was going on in the background, but never part of the music.
Well, it wasn't music. I mean, it was nothing but overdubbed soundtracks overdubbed soundtracks that created an entity that we as a people really didn't make much money off of.
And that's a whole nother subject because I like to.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about that.
I definitely want to get into the conversation.
When I bring up the Bergs and the Steins and all of them who really got paid.
We're going to talk about that, but we're going to have, every time we get into this, we have to cut it short. But we're going to get back into that because I want to talk about artists that don't get their fair shake after they've done all of the work.
What do you mean?
Well, it seems like you have, and this is not a musician, but Red Foxes and some of these other artists that it seems like they all end up broke. They don't own the publishing, and there's just like so many issues with their estates after they're gone.
Well, Jarvis, if you hit the lottery and you riding the bus, the first thing you're going to do is go buy the biggest car you can find.
Some people, I'll probably buy the bus stop.
Well,
I'll probably start my own bus company.
I'm using that as an analogy.
Okay, not me, because
My brother.
y'all know I'm smarter than
No,
that.
you I'm using collectively.
Okay.
It's just that, Red Fox squandered his money. I like Red. Most of your great comedians came out of St. Louis.
That's going to be argued. But I tell you what, we're going to cut it right there because this is about to get into something else.
And I'm going to always keep you behind the 8 ball, brother.
I'm about to whoop this old head of some of this good old 9 ball. Y'all should see that. We catch y'all next time. I'm new school.
I'm old school.
Peace. Thank y'all.
All right.